Happy Migraine Awareness Month, everyone. I hope you're enjoying it so far. We've been talking to really interesting people, including lots of people who run their own businesses. We've got another one with us today for Thriving with Migraine. Hi, Charmaine. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm not going to pretend to be awesome today. I was joking actually to somebody a little bit earlier today that if you watch all of the videos across Migraine Awareness Month, you'll see me in the full cycle of, migraine attacks, prodrome, postdrome, in the middle of attack, the whole lot. Enjoy. But let's talk about you. Let's not talk about me. Let's talk about you. Tell me about your business.
I started my business about 7-8 years ago. I had to resign from my full-time or permanent part-time job 4 days a week because of the migraines, and realised I was a very unreliable employee because I never knew when I was going to get an attack. So the only thing that really worked for me was working from home. So that's what I do now, and I sell high-quality yarn and knitting needles.
So is that what you did before? You worked in...
No, I was a project administrator before.
Okay, that's a bit of a career shift. Now, a lot of the people that we talk to kind of went through a process. They went from full-time down to part-time, and then kind of, to casual. And if they had like a profession, they went into consulting. And if they didn't, they went into, some kind of online business or working from home business. Did you do that kind of step down? You just went cold?
No, I was... the job that I had, I was there for about 7 years, which was my longest employment ever. And I was permanent part-time 4 days a week. And I just resigned for health issues and went from 4 days a week to nothing. I tried a couple of temp jobs that were 3 days a week, and they didn't last very long, not because of the migraines, because the employment was really sucked. So I just started working. My girlfriend and I started up a knitting group that met twice a month, and we soon realized that there wasn't a lot of places in Adelaide to buy decent quality yarns and knitting needles. So we started a business, and although there was the two of us, it was really, everything was me. She was more the expert in the craft, and I was still learning the craft. So if I needed to pick someone's brain about a question I had no idea about, she was there in the background to be able to help me. She also had health issues. So she was at home being very sick, and is still very sick. And the business has been going for about 8 years now.
That's fabulous that you've both managed to find a way to have work and income while being pretty seriously ill. So tell us about your migraine. When did it start for you? What kind of symptoms do you get, and when did it get bad?
I started my migraine attacks when I was 16. I was working full-time as a junior. Now, this was quite a few years ago. I'm 52 just last week. Happy birthday. I've had them for quite a few years, more than 2/3 of my life. They started just around hormones, and it was, I got the occasional one. We put it down to stress because I got them when I was at the job and I was in stressful circumstances. And my 20s weren't so bad. I had a few attacks when I was in my 20s, and then I got pregnant when I was in my late 20s, and I didn't get morning sickness. I got migraine attacks. Of course, I couldn't take my normal drugs when I was pregnant, so I had to take something different, which didn't work. So I think I would have rather have had morning sickness than migraine third trimesters. And then my 30s, not so bad. I had a few rushes to emergency departments to get morphine injections and stuff like that for pain. And my 40s were shocking, and they continued to be shocking. That was when I resigned from my job. I was 4 days a week, and I was getting migraine about 5 or 6 days a week. So just my employer wasn't very understanding of me being sick, and I couldn't work from home. And I just went, so I resigned.
Look, when you're up at kind of 5-6 days a week, it is really, really hard to
and I started new drugs before I resigned, and the side effect that I got was insomnia, and I already had trouble sleeping, and the insomnia side effect was only like 0.001% of people, but that's of course the one that I got. And that was the last drug that I tried, and I think that one was the topramate. And that one, that one did not do anything for me, and I was getting about 2 hours sleep a night, running on fumes, and went, I can't do this anymore. And I said to my husband, that's it, no, I'm quitting my job. So I quit the job, and now I'm on Emgality.
And how's it going for you? I'm guessing by that smile, it's pretty good. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a super responder. I tried the Aimovig as well, and I had really good results with that. Obviously, that one is so much more expensive. So I went to the Emgality and did the trial of Emgality, and have been a super responder, as Professor Rowland likes to tell me. And
so a super responder, for those not familiar with our jargon, a super responder is somebody that's had more than a 75% decrease in attack frequency and severity. It is a really, really good response.
Yes. That makes me super happy.
Yes. It makes all of us super happy.
Yeah, so I had to actually pay for the last injection that I had, because I'd stopped my last trial, I think it was November, and I had several months after that where I only had like 1 or 2, and then they started coming back with a little bit more frequency, so I went and paid for a script of was it $268 or something like that for one injection. And then the week after I'd had it was when the budget came out. So my original appointment was in July with Professor Rowland, and now I've got one next week.
Awesome. So you'll get your PBS script next week?
Yeah, he's doing a whole day just of scripts.
Oh, good on him. There have been a couple of neuros. Paul Rowland's a pain specialist, obviously. They're allowed to do scripts as well. But there have been a couple that have kind of scheduled an entire day of either in-person appointments, or they're doing like an entire day of telehealth, you know, like 5-minute chats with everyone. Hey, how you doing? Here's your PBS script. Bye. Kind of. Which is great. It's fantastic. We love all of our neuros who are doing their best.
I had my fingers crossed that he was going to do that, but I didn't know what his availability was like. I was like, please ring me and tell me I've got a new appointment a bit earlier.
Yeah, look, it's really annoying that the PBS wouldn't allow people that were already on the drug to be grandfathered, so that they could just keep getting it from their GPs. Like, I understand it, but I don't think they appreciate what that functionally means for, you know, average person. Particularly when you're dealing with rural patients or somebody that's between neuros. Like, I'm actually between neuros at the moment. So, you know, like for me to get a script from a neuro means getting a new neuro. And you don't do that in anything less than 6 months. So
exactly.
You know, it's just a bit, and I particularly feel for our friends in places like Tasmania, where the wait time for a neuro in the public system is 3 years. So yeah, look, it's one of the bigger access problems. We'll deal with that. But you know, our neuros are great. There just aren't enough of them. If you're at med school, consider it, you know, a pathway into neurology, and consider specializing in migraine. You will never, ever, ever be short of patients.
No, you will not.
and you know, it's now actually really interesting and exciting, because there's stuff happening and you can actually treat it now.
Yes.
Awesome.
Treat it with something that is designed for migraines, not for something else that has a side effect of treating migraines.
Yes, exactly. All right. So now you're a super responder and you're all healthy and well. Well, you know, much better than you were.
Yeah.
What's the plan? Are you staying with the business? You're going to go back to work?
Yes.
I'm going to grow it?
No, I'm going to stay with the business.
Make it a bit bigger? Do some more things? Or are you just going to keep it going?
Yeah, no, I mean, ideally, I'd love to have my own shop, but bricks and mortar is so expensive to rent and stuff. So I've got the space at my house, so I'm just going to keep plodding on. I mean, I'm not young, so doing, being on my feet all day really, really hurts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to keep plodding along at home, and my husband will retire in 4 or 5 years. And
then you'll probably want the bricks and mortar shop.
Yeah, to get away from the husband. Yeah. I did say to him when he retires, I'm probably going to kill him.
Oh, no. Just get a shop so you have somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Alrighty. What's the name of your shop, of your business?
My business is called Yarnarama.
Yarnarama. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So as we wrap up, we'll put a link to that there, because I know we have a lot of knitters. There are actually a lot of crafters generally with chronic illness.
It's very good for mindfulness and just being able to sit there and do something. So I find a lot of people who have, in general, medical concerns, medical issues, especially silent ones. There's a lot of us out there that have silent medical issues and are crafters.
Yeah, absolutely. There's entire Facebook groups of them, believe it or not. Give us your tip. What is your tip for other people who want to thrive with migraine like you?
Good question.
Be a super responder to emgality and...
Yeah. I just take each day as it comes. You have your bad days, just deal with it. Just, let it go. Nobody's perfect. And just do what you can when you can. Some days are really good and some days are really shit, and just, let the shit days happen. Don't stress about it, because it just makes it worse.
Really great advice. Thank you so much for talking to us, Charmaine.
Thank you so much. Lovely to talk to you too.
Happy Migraine Awareness Month.